What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to T3G. My name is Dalibor. This is Tech Monday, and we're going to be doing something that we haven't done in a while, a quick tutorial coming up. Come on. All right, as you can see, we are in Premiere Pro, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Specifically, and actually we'll bring over the preview window so that you can see what I'm talking about. We're going to be putting video inside of text, but we're going to do it two different ways. I've found that there are two different ways to do it, and each kind of has its pluses and minuses. One is way simpler, but it comes with a bit of a caveat. The other is what appears to be more common, but way more involved technically in how much work there is involved. So the first one we're going to talk about is the one I've kind of seen the most of, the one that I think was kind of the traditional way of doing it, and that's going to be using the track matte key. Now, pretty simple. What you're going to need to do is you're going to create a duplicate of your clip. So for instance, let's just duplicate this in this next part of the clip here. We're going to need it separate from the rest of the video, and we'll show you why in a minute. We're going to need to duplicate that video, so I'm just going to hold Alt, drag it up, it's going to duplicate the video, and then we're going to create a text, and I'm just going to copy the one I've got there. And the text right now, and I'll show you the effects controls, has no additional effects. It's just the text, and I resized it, but beyond that it's just text. And with the track matte key, what it's actually doing is it's using the text as the shape of a mask, and it's masking out everything besides what's inside of the text. Basically, what it does is it cuts out the rest of that video. So this is where it kind of gets complicated. That's why we need a copy, that's why we need to stack. So on the second clip, drag the track matte key on there, and then we're gonna pick the video source for the actual style of the design rather of the mask, and that's gonna be video 3. Now what you see here is the reason that this gets complicated, and there's a reason that we need multiple video clips. There is still a video clip underneath this, right? So even though we're masking out the rest of this video, we're technically not doing anything because there's still a video under it. So what we need to do is we need to unlink the audio, because we're presuming that you're gonna need that audio. We need to move the other clip so that you can remove the underlying video that the mask is getting rid of, right? So this is why it gets weird with this particular style of doing this. So if we're gonna do something nice with the intro, it's gonna fade in, right? And then you could change that, fade in. Now, that all said, this is not the way I'm gonna be doing it going forward. Now, I did just learn about this other method today, but it's way simpler except for one little caveat. As you can see, I don't have any stacking. I go back, and it actually even gives me a fancier transition. And the reason for that is we're using a completely different effect. So let's go ahead and we'll actually have to create a new text. So we'll cut it. Well, actually, we don't need to do anything with the video clip. Everything is happening to the text layer. So that's the cool part, right? You're not doing effects, you're not doing cuts, you're not doing anything extra. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a new text layer. We're just gonna drag it to wherever we want it. We're gonna type our title. So let's just go stick with episode 15. We're gonna resize. I want that pivot point to be in the middle there. So that's gonna be our title. And then all you're gonna do inside the effects here under alpha adjust, we're gonna click invert alpha. And that's all you need. Now, so the one little caveat that I mentioned earlier, as you can see here, even when you're previewing it, it's got this weird border, and then when you play it, it even in some spots has this kind of dark, or rather light since the text was white, bordering around it. So all you have to do, right, you go in to the blend mode here, and that's for the text itself, for the text layer, and you just go to darken. And what that does is it eliminates anything around there. If you were to turn off the alpha adjust, you wouldn't see anything because it's white text on top of something, and white text darkenings, I don't know why it's white text, I don't know why I've air quoted that. If you darken with white, nothing happens. But if you're still making that invert alpha, that's where the magic comes into play. So you do that, and then to make the awesome little fancy transition, Again, super easy. You decide where, at which point you're gonna do that. So let's say right there. You're gonna click on the alpha adjust, the little 4-point polygon mask. You're gonna click it, see it's gonna do it, and then you're just gonna invert it. Again, inverting here. And you can see it already cut out part of it. What we're gonna do is drag this, the video I watched, the way I learned it was that you could actually, will it let me do it this time? Should be, yeah. So if you hold shift and drag it, it should work for both. For whatever reason, the first time I did it, say it did that. For whatever reason, it didn't work for me the first time. So you grab the little corner. Come on. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. There it is. That's how I did it. It doesn't really matter. End of the day, it doesn't particularly matter what your mask looks like. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be grabbing this mask expansion. So we're going to make a keyframe right here. We're going to be super small, and we're going to go over here, and that mask expansion is going to be full size. So what's going to happen, it's going to play, and then it's just going to expand out that alpha. Outstanding. It's a great transition, and it's one clip. You're only working with the text. You don't have to worry about stacking video layers. I really, really, really love this. Now, I do want to give a shout out to the channel Video Mark. They actually provided a download for this, so I'll link to that down below and to that video where I learned this. They do some other stuff as well with it, but this for me was huge. I really, really, really like this. So this is a great way to spice up your videos, especially your vlogs, especially if you're just yapping to the camera like I am myself. Vlog channel link below if you want to check that out. That's going to be it for this one. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about this process, this method. If you have a different way to do it that might be even easier, definitely let me know, and we'll see you in the next one.